Yo, what up guys, OPTCG Daniel here, back at it again with a deck profile video. So today we're gonna do green, yellow Yamato, newest leader, double attack, once per turn, activate main. If your opponent has 3 or less life cards, give up to 2 Rusted Dawns to one of your characters. So you cannot attach a Rusted Dawn to the leader itself, but only to a character. A lot of people did it at the pre-release, but yeah, so now you know, only to the characters. But yeah. Let's go straight into the deck profile, and this is of course the famous Fortress Yamato build. So if you know it, then you know it. If not, then this is a new video for you. But for our 1 costs, we play of course 4 times Baby 5. So Baby 5 is basically a bunny. You play it for 1, you rest 1 Dawn and this character, and then you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal a Don Quixote Pirates card, add it to your hand, place the remaining at the bottom. So it's the same as the bunny, and Baby 5 can search itself because it doesn't exclude Baby 5. So you can just look for another copy and then use it again maybe. But yeah, it costs 2 dons to use this in 1 turn. Really good card. And then for our next card, we play of course 4 times Bonnie. So Bonnie is the same as the Baby 5, but then for the Supernova type. So look at top 5, reveal a Supernova, add it to your hand, and then place remaining at the bottom. And also it costs 1 and you have to rest 1 Dawn to use it, and the character itself. So yeah, basically 2 the same cards with different search types. Then for other cards, 1 cost, we play 2 times Baby 5. This is the other one, this is the 2k counter, so don't be confused. Just get a playset alt art Baby 5 searchers, because they look alike. But yeah. 2k searcher, searchable, and yeah, end of your turn you may trash this character, set up to 2 of your Dawn cards active. You can combo it off with an event card you play in a deck, but you want to use it for the 2k counter mostly. Then we go into the 2 costs. We of course play 4 times the killer. Yeah, killer, if you played OP01, OP02, then you know this is a really good card. It's a Supernova, so searchable with Bonnie, 2 cost. Blocker, Don 1 on block. If you have 3 or more characters on the field, draw 1 card. So if you use this with the 8 cost kit, you attach a Dawn and then you can just draw cards on block. Pretty good. Then for other 2 costs, we play of course the 4 times Scratchman Apu 2k counter. So this is also searchable by the Bonnie, and it has a kinda relevant effect, really depends on your matchups, but Don 1 when attacking rest up to 1 of your opponent's Don cards. So if you play against a deck that uses a lot of counter events, you can play this. If they keep 1 Don open to use a counter, you can just attack, rest their Don so they cannot counter, but that rarely ever happens anymore. So you can just use this as a 2k counter. Then for other 2 costs, we play a lot of low bodies, small bodies. We play 4 times Don Quixote Rocinante. So Rocinante is really, really good because it can protect rested characters. It's a blocker. It's a Don Quixote pirate, so searchable with Baby 5. And then opponent's turn. If you have a rested character that would be KO'd, you may trash this card instead. So yeah, it's a really good card. I played in Perona, and like I said in my last video, this card is definitely a staple for green. So you can protect your rested characters, and even if this card is rested, they attack another one, you can just KO this one instead. So even though it is rested, you can still block it. But yeah, really good card. And then for our only yellow card in the entire deck is 4 times Aonami. So Aonami is here for the trigger, but mostly also just for the on-play effect, because the on-play effect is nuts. On play, up to 1 of your leader or character cards gain banish during this turn. So yeah, play this, swing with Yamato for 9 or 8, depends on how much Don you have or in what turn you are. And then your opponent banishes 2 lives, so they don't go to the hand, but they go to the trash. So really good card with Yamato especially. I only think it's good with Yamato, not with any other leader, but still, that's up for debates. But this is definitely a staple in Yamato. Then for our 3 costs, we play 3 times the Monet blocker from OP05. So this card is really good because you can just spam it out with the 8 cost kit. It's a blocker, on block, rest up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. Insane. just insane. But it's easily removable since it's a 1k body. Then for our other 3 costs, our last 3 costs is 4 times ISO. So ISO is here for the 2k counter. It's not searchable, but still you can also use it on play effect. On play, rest up to one of your opponent's cards for the cost of 4 or less. So you have ways to rest stuff to go for a game, or just to swing with your leader ability, or you just want to use it for the 2k counter. And now we go into our 7 costs. Yes, we jump from 3 all the way to 7. We play, of course, 4 times Hody Jones. So this is basically the finisher of the deck. This card is just really, really insane, cool, broken. But yeah, I also pulled the altar, so that's nice. It has an effect. It's a 7 cost, 8k, rush, on play, rest up to a total of 2 of your opponent's characters or Don cards, then add 1 card from top of your life to your hand. So you can rest whatever cost cards you want, but you just need to rest 2. So rest up to a total of 2, so it doesn't say what cost, or rest up your opponent's Don. So if they have blockers, you play this, you rest the 2 blockers, you swing with leader for 8, and then attach 2, you swing for 10 for the finisher. Really good card, or you can just rest and swing into the bodies. But this is basically the finisher of the deck. Then we go into our 8 cost. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. We play, of course, the 4 times Eustace Captain Kid. Against Sakazuki or blue decks, if they still play Gum Red Hawk or whatever it's called again, I forgot. It's easy removable, but against other decks it's really hard to remove, because Don 1, opponent's turn. I'll have to read, because it says a lot of effects. Don 1, opponent's turn. If this character is rested, your opponent cannot attack any other cards than the character Captain Eustace Kid, so it's a magnet like his ability. Activate main once per turn. You may rest this character, play up to 1 character card with a cost of 3 from your hand. So you attach 1 Don, use its effect to rest itself, and the fact that this card can rest itself is really good. There's a new kit coming out that cannot rest itself, but it has the same effect, so that's really bad. But still, attach 1 Don, or you can use your leader ability, attach 2 Dons, which is really the biggest IQ play you can ever do, and then use its effect. Because you can just play this on 8 Don turn. When you have 8 Dons, you can use your leader ability, attach 2 Dons, rest the Dons, and you can directly use this effect, so you don't have to wait a turn. And then you can just play out any of the blockers and just sit behind the wall, the fortress. Then for our 10 costs, we play, of course, 4 times 10 cost Don Quixote Flamingo. So, yeah, everyone knows this card by now. It's really good. I played in Perona, love it. 10 cost, 10k on play, up to a total of 3 characters or leaders, so you can rest up 2 characters and a leader, 3 characters, 1 leader, whatever. Oh, well, let me just read it, good for you. On play, up to a total of 3 of your opponent's rested leader and character cards will not become active in your opponent's next refresh phase. So you can just rest their blockers, rest their cards, swing into it, or they swing into it, and you play this, then you rest 3 cards total, and they cannot refresh it. So you can just chill behind the Eustace Captain Kid, because they cannot swing into it, unless they have rush cards. But yeah, really good card. End game, if you can chain multiple in a row, you will definitely win. Then for our 0 cost events, we play, of course, 2 of them. Yeah, in every deck, this card has to be included. I love 0 cost events. Counter, you may trash 1 card from your hand up to 1 of your leader or character card gains 3000 power during this turn, and then the trigger is trash up to 1 of your opponent's character at a cost of 4 or less. So we rest a lot of 4 or less. We rest a lot of 4 cost or less. Talking is hard. Good card, especially with the 8 cost kit, so you can just boost it till 11, discard some non-counters, maybe the 10 cost or whatever other card you want. But yeah, really good. And then for our last 2 cards, of course, it is the Punk Gibson. So if you keep 2 Dons open, you can use this, counter your leader or 1 of your character, gains 4000 power during this turn, then rest up to 1 of your opponent's character at 4 or less. And a trigger can save you from lethal, rest up to 1 of your opponent's characters. So if you hit this from last life, which happens a lot in my experience, you can just rest something and then they cannot swing with it and then you just win the game, if that was the last attacker. But yeah, that's it for the Fortress Yamato. You know all this. You all know this deck. It was really famous in Japan. I have no idea who the original creator was of the Fortress Yamato, but shout out to whoever created it. I just found an image and made this deck list, just in case some people didn't know this list. But yeah, that's for this video. If you like it, give it a like. If you dislike it, dislike it. If you want to see more, comment and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.